Okay, Saturday Night Shuffle, great Merle Travis tune, key of C. These are pretty much just a series of 8-bar verses. And you'll be doing a bit of over-the-thumb top work, as is the case with most Merle Travis tunes. He's very prodigious with using his thumb over the top to fret chords. So first things, first verse, we're in C and alternating bass, as always. There's a bass here that goes, excuse me, it's in 4-string, 6-string, 4-string. Sometimes I will actually use my thumb to fret that 6-string right there on the C chord, the G note in the C chord. And sometimes I just move my finger back and forth. I think in this case, I tend to leave my thumb over the top there. Then the thumb just shifts over to the first fret for the F chord. So when your first 2 bars, you have C, F, C. I'm doing a D7 with the F sharp in the bass, so using the thumb again. G7, normal G7. Then there's this single string run. Travis used a thumb pick, and I think he used just mainly his thumb and first finger. So how you play this single string lick is up to you. What I do is I hold my thumb pick like a flat pick between thumb and first finger, and I just play this like I would play a flat pick a run. So it's pretty straightforward. It's the double pull off in a second bar that gives people a little bit of a headache. Just make sure you have your first finger on your 3rd fret, your ring finger on the 5th fret, and your pinky on the 6th fret. Everything plays down, and then as you pull down and off, you need to work that a little bit more. That's a more common lick that people will play up on the high string. So it might need a little bit of work. Make sure your thumb's back behind the neck so that the fingers can roll around and reach those lower strings easier. So that first verse slowly. Okay, and then you repeat that first verse. Second verse, pretty much the same thing, although we're going to play a C7 chord here. So you notice I've got my pinky on the third string. And this time I do alternate my third finger for my bass notes. F again. This time a little different turnaround leg. You're going to come up to the, oops, sorry. You come to the 6th fret and you bend a half step to the 7th fret. What would be the 7th fret? This is essentially back to an F7 chord. And then, so what you're going to do here is you're going to bar 4 strings at the 1st fret, middle finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, thumb over the top. Really great way to make a 7th chord in the Travis tradition. So you're basically going to grab that, slide it all the way up till you get to the 8th fret. Now you're at C7. This is where students start to check out a little bit, because we're playing these barred chords with the thumb over the top, and it's a little bit more challenging, probably a little bit more, depending on your guitar, a little more physical work to do. Travis played a fairly narrow neck guitar, so him wrapping his thumb over the top was a little easier. At any rate, so we're at the 3rd verse now. I've got that first finger barring 4 strings. I got the thumb over the top fretting the 6th string, 8th fret. Middle finger on the 3rd string, 9th fret. I'm going to use my pinky to grab the 10th fret. Now, what you would normally do here, what Travis probably did, is you're going to go to an F7 chord, F9 chord. He would probably do it like that with the thumb wrapped around the top, fretting 2 strings. I don't do it that way. I'm going to go like a more traditionally fretted 9th chord. I'm at the 8th fret with the 1st finger and the 9th fret with my middle finger, and my 3rd finger barring at the 9th fret. I can still get that oompa kind of bass by just shifting my middle finger over. Sorry. Okay. Then we're back to C, and we're going to do the same thumb over the top chord. Instead of doing a 7th chord like so, we're going to do a major triad. So in this case, we only need to bar 2 strings. This is measure 19, if you're looking at the tab. Now, why it's important to fret this chord this way is because you're going to slide back down to G at the 3rd fret. You have the same chord grip, but this time your 1st finger is going to not bar, but leave the 1st string open, so you get a G6 chord. You'll quickly go back to the bar. So here's measures 19 and 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's a series of chords that is basically a bass note and a strum up and down. I start with a C chord, and this is really a C6. So the way I'm doing this chord, 1st finger's on the 5th string, 3rd fret. 3rd finger's barring all the way down to the 1st string. This is like what a lot of rock guitar players do for a bar chord. But you're actually going to sound the 1st string, making it a C6 chord. And I hit the bass note, strum up with my 1st finger, and drum down with my thumb. And another real Travis style chord, thumb goes over the top. I'm going to a G6. This is actually a more complicated chord than here, but essentially it's a G6 chord, G6 sharp 9. You got your 6th string fretted with your thumb, third finger barring over 3 strings. So my first finger barring 5th and 4th strings. Really thick sounding chord. Back to our F7 chord. And then same chord shape slid up to the 4th fret for A flat 7. And then here's another sort of turnaround lick. I love that minor second sound. Then you're essentially back to playing the first verse. And then you're going to play a breakdown. Basically strum the chord and just walk the bass notes between the different chords. F, C, B7, G7, and then back to C, F, turn around lick again. Do a series of these bass strum up and down. C, G6, F7, A, flat 7, back to C. I'm going to come up to the 8th fret again for our C7 chord. Pinky reaches to the 10th fret. F9 chord, doing it again the same way I did in the previous time. Then an octave run. If you haven't done octaves before, it's simply you're going to fret the 4th string 3rd fret and the 2nd string 6th fret. That's an octave apart. That's an F. And we walk up chromatically. Sorry. Move up to a whole step and climb back down. And then we're going to finish off with the first verse again. Then shave and a haircut, 2 bits. B7, T7.